Good morning, viewers. Welcome to the 50th edition of Fellowship Varta. I thank you for your cooperation to support Fellowship Varta by regular viewership. Today, we have got with us Dr. Ayushi Kapoor. She is a postdoctoral researcher at University of Wisconsin Medicine in the United States. She started her journey from Allahabad, then to Roorkee, where she did her doctorate. So, Ayushi,
Yes,
the first point or first question would be, you have seen academic culture of Allahabad, of Roorkee,
yes,
and of Wisconsin. So,
yes.
how do you feel? What uniqueness in the academic environment? Of course, there's so many other things, but in the academics,
Sure.
what are the good things for the students take away from these places?
Yeah. So to begin with, my undergrads was from a private university, and then I did my master's from University of Allahabad. So talking about that transition, being a central university, there were more lab facilities, more research facilities. We had better equipments and instruments available, like atomic spectrophotometer and other big instruments.
You did it
Uh,
from Allahabad Agriculture University.
my undergrads, yes.
Yes.
And then my master's from University of Allahabad,
Okay.
which was a transition from like a private to like
Sure.
central university. And then talking about my PhD from Central University to IIT, the reason I would say the reason I wanted to do PhD from IIT was fulfilled. There are a lot of research facilities better than like being a top university in India. You'll find fundings, most of the research facilities in your lab. If not, there are common departmental facilities. If not, you can easily collaborate with anyone in the campus or even across IITs or across universities. So those things are really easy and it really encourages you as a researcher. Uh, Talking about my personal journey, so for one of my PhD aims, like me and my professor, we collaborated with another lab from my institute, which was situated in the Saharanpur campus. So I was there for 1 year in that campus and I collaborated with them, and that
So you are trying
was
to
the
say
work.
that IIT Roorkee Saharanpur campus also deals with
Yes.
dairy sciences?
No, so
I
it
thought
was more
it
like
is only for paper
interdisciplinary work.
technology and something like that.
Yeah, so there are three departments: paper technology, applied computational. I'm not sure of the renaming of the second department, and then we have polymer and process
Okay.
engineering. So I collaborated with polymer and process engineering. It was more like an interdisciplinary work. So the core application was dairy, but with respect to filtration system, which falls under polymer and chemical engineering area. So those facilities are highly encouraged in IIT systems, in any of the IITs, I would say, not just limited to Roorkee or any
Yeah.
other IIT. And then for my transition from PhD to here, it's totally different. Not research-wise, it is different. One thing I would highlight, which most of the students might be knowing, is the ease of uh, resources. For example, I've always been into 100% experimental work. Sometimes we had to wait a long time, like 3 months, 4 months, and had to plan some other work while waiting on chemicals that we order when working in India. Here, things are more easily accessible, sometimes within 1 week or maybe in 2 weeks. So those are the research differences. There are more opportunities for traveling, for attending bigger conferences when you come abroad and do a PhD or a postdoc, which makes sense because when we are in India, we aim and we look forward to conferences happening in Europe, US, Australia, New Zealand. But when you are in these countries pursuing any degree or like doing any research work, it makes it more easy
Yeah.
to access
Yeah.
those conferences. So
Yeah.
more opportunities in networking as well.
Fantastic. So it's a real ease of doing networking and going forward.
Yes.
Ayushi, many of us look forward for admission to IIT, be it
Yes.
undergraduate part or master part or even doctoral programs. You
Mm-hmm.
entered at doctoral level. So what kind
Yeah.
of preparation you did to enter into IIT?
Okay. So I was in my master's when I decided that if ever I have to do PhD, it has to be IIT or NIT. Reason being availability of resources, and there are very good food institutes in India, but I want to explore other extra activities, interdisciplinary environment as well. So my approach started way before I joined PhD, which is why I did my master's dissertation from IIT Madras. So one question is, I want to do PhD or research work at IIT, but other question is, am I able to do that? Because PhD is a long
Yes.
time commitment, at least 4 to 5 years, and a student should not regret. So it's always good to have like litmus test and just see whether you are able to do that, pull it off successfully or not. So I reached out to a lot of professors and I ended up at IIT Madras for my 6 month dissertation during masters. And after that, I wasn't still sure. I was sure of research, but not truly sure of PhD. So I joined 1 year research project at IIT Delhi in Center for Rural Development and Technology. And after that, I qualified GATE and get into IIT Roorkee for my PhD. So, like, I mean, doing planning ahead and organizing and just going to different labs and just see if you're able to do that successfully really helps before long-term commitment of PhD.
So did you write any exam to enter into Roorkee or any specific?
Yes. So I qualified UGC NET and GATE exam, and based on my GATE exam, I got admitted at IIT Roorkee for
Yes.
PhD.
So IT normally respect GATE examinations. So people
Yes.
coming from different discipline should look at it. Now, can you briefly
Yes.
tell us, because you have done a lot of internship in academia, outside academia, within India,
Yeah.
how did they help you in growing up?
Uh, a lot, I would just say a lot because, see, we value marks, which is true because you need some basis for comparison. But it is so competitive these days that you need to stand out. And think as a recruiter, if like you're recruiting someone even for a PhD as a professor or even for an industrial job, some candidate A having 75% marks but lot of experience and exposure, candidate B having 80% marks but little to no exposure. So obviously you'll tend to pick the candidate with more exposure. So it always helps any student to stand out from their competition. It helps you to learn,
Actually, if you
grow.
could tell us your core subject and then the internship subject so that people
Okay.
can require,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so I did my BSc honors, which in food technology from Allahabad Agricultural College, which is now called as Sam Higginbottom Institute in Allahabad only. It was a 4 year course, and during that I did like 3 internships, all were industrial. For my final semester, I worked at Cream Bell, the ice cream giant in India, and at that point I was associated with All India Radio doing food science and nutrition science programs for kids and for women. um, Talking about food safety, I did programs with Food Safety and Standards Authority of India as well around that time. Then I joined my master's in food technology um, in University of Allahabad, and I did my internship at IVRA Bareilly briefly. And for my dissertation, I worked at IIT Madras in Biotechnology Department. And this was followed by 1 year research project at IIT Delhi Center for Rural Development. And then I joined PhD in food biotechnology at IIT Roorkee.
So I think um, it's something very important. Of course, Ayushi had many exposures, but I would recommend our students to go beyond their home institutions to learn how things are done, being done in different institutions. And if you go to different systems, like she did internship in academia and also in industry. you can have a look at what are the industrial approaches. Ayushi, now you are sitting at Wisconsin. How did you come to know about an opportunity over there, and how did you approach?
After submitting my thesis last year in February, I started searching for postdoc opportunities. So there are some common platforms which I referred. Particularly for this one, I was very active on LinkedIn. So on actually, LinkedIn helped me in finding this opportunity. Other way I would recommend students, which also worked for me, is if you have any particular university in mind, try to visit the websites. They have different separate portals for postdoc opportunities. Uh, Talking about US and Europe, what I observe for postdocs specifically, it is around August and September. That's the duration when they start actively looking for postdocs for the next semester. And the other in the spring semester, it's usually around February and March, I would say, for students, for the researchers to join in June or July. So these are the few active months based on my experience. And there are other platforms like Indeed and Seek, which can help in research jobs and industrial jobs as well. Yes.
So I think what she's trying to say that there are a lot of digital platforms which could help you in guiding. Of course, you need to plan your application based on expertise of the lab you are trying to approach. And you can use several other digital platforms like Google Scholar, ResearchGate, Scopus to understand what the lab is doing. And you need to be very, very specific. Did you face any challenge in getting a student visa and other thing or job visa?
Sir, not back then, but right now I have a lot of friends who just graduated and things are a little bit challenging right now. It is more time taking. So I have few friends who are facing more challenges, but last year when we came, like a lot of my other Indian friends, it was pretty smooth, I would say.
Okay,
Uh, and so one more point I would like to add in the previous
please.
question. We students, even I did this thing, I won't call it a mistake, but we always believe to write to professors, emailing them, which is good, but it often it did not work because what I heard was like, I like your profile, it aligns with my research work. But if they do not have any opening, any project, even they are helpless and they cannot
Sure.
help you in getting postdocs. So I would suggest all the students, it's always good to reach out to professors asking about potential opportunities in near future, but please do not rely on that. Openings, going for project openings is
Yeah.
always the best.
It's very simple. Uh, Nobody pays from the pocket, and they are banking
Yes.
on research projects which are being sanctioned to them by different funding agencies. So these are project-based opportunities. On the other hand, there are open PDF, for example, Fulbright. So you can approach Fulbright Fellowship and you could look for those things. So if you are writing to individuals, make sure the fellow has vacancy in a project.
Exactly.
Ayushi, let's discuss something about your subject, daily
Okay,
science.
sure.
So in India, I haven't heard much. I'm sorry for my poor
Yes, sir,
limited
no
knowledge.
problem. I
So
understand.
the moment we think of dairy science, we think of Anand, we think of Karnal, we think of limited center.
Yes.
Food technology you are talking about, so Mysore is there, Kharagpur is there, very
Yes.
limited center. India needs
Yes.
a lot of revolution in dairy science. Now, where do you see your contributions are going to help in nation building and your personal growth?
Okay. It's very interesting question. So basically, India is the largest producer as well as consumer of dairy and dairy products since 1998 till today, almost like little more like 2 decades now. So yes, the dairy industry in India is little unorganized, but there's a lot of work which is going on, especially with the evaluation of Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. Everything has started coming, falling into place, and eventually it will get better. As you pointed out, the biggest dairy institutes is like NDRI Karnal, which is not just India but Asia's largest dairy institute. And then we have brands like Amul cooperatives and for food, CFTRI Mysore. Amongst IIT, Kharagpur is the only IIT right now with dedicated food department, and NIT, Rourkela is the one with dedicated food department. But it is very interesting that there are a lot of professors across the disciplines across IITs. So even when I speak with students, their first question is, there is no food department in IIT Roorkee. How did you do PhD? So, like for example, my professor, he works with milk chemistry, protein limit, lipids, and other stuff. So, being in a biotech department, then in Delhi, IIT Delhi, and IIT Guwahati, IIT Bombay, there are rural development departments centers as well, so which have dedicated food and dairy faculty. So a lot of things are coming up, but definitely it needs more stage to reach to the mass students. Talking about my personal journey, I love being around students, which is why I'm here using taking your help to reach out to students, and I try to give my share my piece of knowledge with students and help them in whatever way possible. So maybe I'll look forward to some opportunity where I can remain between students and share
Suppose,
my knowledge.
suppose our young community wants to understand what is the future of dairy science in India and
Yes.
what is the scope for the new students. Can you make any comment?
Sure. So, lot of dairy industries are already there. I feel, especially with respect to India, more than focusing on new product development, they considering all the parameters like climate change, circular economy, and need of the hour. There is more need of utilizing the waste and byproducts. One of the projects which I'm working right now during my postdoc is dealing with whey, which is cheese industry byproduct. So if even like taking it to new heights with the help of research and utilizing more of byproducts rather than developing more new products, especially after COVID, we also did a survey. People have become a lot more health conscious, not just the young generation, but even the elders. Like people have started taking their health, nutrition value, protein intake very seriously after COVID, especially. So the health benefits of nutritious foods can never fade away. Like it will always, it is becoming more and more,
So
people are
it's
becoming more aware of
yeah,
these
it's
things.
really something like food and dairy both are very, very important subject, but we have very few
Yes.
departments in the country,
Yeah,
few
because
institutions.
this is one thing which is everyone's business. Like we eat and we drink everything. We have tea, coffee, especially in Indian culture, not just in the packed food product, even at home. Dairy is everywhere, whether it's a rich person or a poor. So yeah,
Ayushi, we are running out of time, so the last
sure.
question to you. What would be your advice to the future aspirants, those who are looking in dairy science, those who are looking to IIT, those who are looking for PDF abroad, especially in
Yes.
US, where your exposure is? What would be your advice to them?
Okay, so I'll briefly answer each part. For anyone looking into research opportunity in IIT, please go for that. We have lots of opportunities, and if you are not sure, just take a litmus test like I did. Reach out to professors; they are very happy to help you. Share your research experience. Spend 3 to 6 months in a lab in your area in IIT or NIT, and see if you can do it and prepare for exams. For food science and dairy science, it is ever evolving. The community is growing a lot. And what I see like 10 years ago and what I see now, there
Yeah,
are lots of NIFTM has opened lot more campuses.
yeah.
So it is ever growing area. And I hope to see it growing continuously. For postdoc opportunity outside India, it's a good time. I always recommend people at least once in a while, whether for exchange program or for postdoc or PhD, one should step out of India and just for the exposure because there's a lot to see. So it's a good opportunity to learn and then you decide where you want to settle in. So it's always good to learn from everywhere. So yes, there's a lot
Yeah,
of
I
opportunity.
fully endorse your view, and I would recommend researchers to look for two things. One is short-term visit, like you participate in conferences and meet people of different genre, interact with them, see what are the opportunity for collaborations, and if possible, get stationed over there for a period of 1 to 2 years. This will help
Yes,
you grow overall in your personality and take you forward. So thank you,
exactly.
Ayushi, for your time today. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
So I want to thank you. You were at IT Roorkee campus around November 2023. That's how I got connected with you.
Okay.
And on behalf of all the students, thank you for sharing all the opportunities on your LinkedIn. I'm sure it's helping a lot of students. And thank
Thank
you
you
for
very
this
much.
platform, sir.
And I'm
Thank
going
you
to
so much.
Roorkee again to deliver a top
Oh,
one, roughly similar topic in later this month.
oh wow.
Good.
Nice. I miss the
Okay.
campus.
Thank you.
Yeah.